What's going on, people? Welcome back to another John Sinclair TV. Back again tonight is the match preview. The game between Newcastle and AC Milan at St James's Park is the Champions League match preview. It's a massive game tomorrow. It's going to be so emotional. It's going to be a cracking game. This is Eddie Howe's biggest game up to date, and I don't got anyone to say it. I got Paul with us. Hi to you, Paul. You good?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, not bad. Sorry I missed the other day, but something royally kicked off at work. Can't really go into it publicly, but we sorted it. But yeah, it was pretty mental. So I had to stay at work until about 11 o'clock at night. But all done now, all sorted. Everyone's doing better than they were. So
yeah, done and dusted. Done and dusted. Right, let's hope that guy is okay. So, guys, like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. In fact, smash the likes, sub to the channel. Also follow Paul on Twitter as well, Black Commons PC. And if you like to super chat, it says open. Thank you, Leslie, the 99p. And don't forget to share as well to my channel as well. Looks like Loris is between the sticks tomorrow, more and more. You know,
yeah.
I'd rather have him in goal, to be fair. And then we can't blame him, can we? Hi to Les, hi to Mr. Little, hi to Gary V as well. Before we go to the preview, right, I'm going to bring this up, right? I won't take long, right? So I had a tweet, right? Me and Paul spoke backstage, right? And this guy asked us, how long have I been a season ticket for? 24 years. His name is Anthony Brown, by the way. I'll be happy to call him. And he goes, I'm not going to read word for word, but he said that you've not reached 20 points, bearing in mind it used to be easy to build up points. You live in Bristol, which is far easier to get to most away fans. Are you sure you're not doing this for your own gain now, right? And basically what he said was, right, he's just trying to, stir things up as well, which I was not impressed. So, Anthony, if you're watching, mate, don't be a pork chop warrior. It doesn't matter where you're from. There's Newcastle fans all over the country, all over the world. We're a worldwide club now, yeah? You don't have to live in Newcastle to support Newcastle United, yeah? So at the end of the day, see me tweets, don't be a pork chop guy, my guy, warrior. So quickly, what's your take on it, Paul, quickly, before we go on to the main bit?
I mean, look, really, I'm bored of this argument with people. It's the same for other things I'm interested in, like bands and stuff, or music as well. Like how many gigs have you been to? How many football games have you been to? At the end of the day, if you're a fan of Newcastle United, you're a fan. If you live in Australia, I'm not going to be annoyed at you if you can't get to a game because it's tough. It's going to be difficult. If you live in Sunderland and you can't get to a game, that might not be your fault. You might not have enough money to get there. So it just frustrates me that people try to tell you or whoever how you are allowed to be a fan, and no one gets to tell you. Like, you're allowed to do what you want. Like, just because I've gone to a lot of games in my time, I would have, if someone came up to me at St James and said, this is my first game, I wouldn't be like, oh, first game, is it? And look down on them. I'd be like, that's awesome. How do you find it? What do you think of the stadium? Is it cool seeing it for the first time? Welcome people to come and see it. I know people get on about these tourist fans or whatever you want to call them, but that's what the game is. You have to get used to it. This is what football is. It's a global phenomenon, and the Premier League is watched in pretty much every country in the world. You've got to get over it. And yeah, so you're all fans. Everyone, I consider anyone who wants to support Newcastle United as a fan, no matter who you are, your age, your race, whatever, you're allowed to support Newcastle. And you're one of if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you back. That's all I care about. I mean, if you're Newcastle United supporter through and through, you're my friend.
Facts. Absolute facts. Yeah. So, Anthony Brown, have you listened to that? Take it all in, my guy, right? And like I said to you earlier on, that's what I'm going to say. Don't be a pork chop. Okay. Let's move on to the cons. Thanks for that. Anyway, let's go on to Alan. John, doesn't matter where you live. Exactly. Totally agree. There, Charles. We got to Amy, by the way. She's a 10 out of 10 every time she comes on. I hope Amy is fine. She's looking fine. Fettle. Hi to Jake. And Amy's proved as well. Summer Series has proved that exactly. And everyone has their first game. Not every fan can afford to get there physically to support the team
100%.
live. Gary V, I have to agree, mate. I'm going to have to kind of agree. Right, let's go on to the main bit, which is the preview game between Newcastle and AC Milan tomorrow night. It's just one of the most important games in Eddie Howe's history, in my book as well. Look at the league table. Dortmund on top with 10 points. PSG with 7. Newcastle and Milan on 5 points each, but Newcastle are both Milan on better goals difference as well. And also as well, we've got a better record than Milan as well. So, yeah, Eddie had his press conference as well. It's all positive. And he basically said that, I'm not going to read word by word, he said that it would be a credible achievement if it could qualify. I think it's a very positive going into the game. All we could do is try and give our best performance. We will try everything. He added, we have worked so hard to be in this position in the first place. Our intention, myself, the players, the coaching staff, is to win that match. First off, I'm hearing that Dan Burn could be back tomorrow. Dubravka could be injured. Longstaff was on the grass. Gordon was on the grass. It seems to me that, it's a bit of injuries again.
Possibly. Keith Downey just say not to read too much into them not being there. Apparently, Eddie and Eddie just said that they're having separate, a bit like Trippier had a separate warm-up. So it just could be with their recovery. And they might just, be doing a separate recovery away from them, the whole team. So I won't be too concerned just yet because we'll know tomorrow who's actually there and who isn't. But Sean looked fine in the match. He didn't like he was carrying anything. But so it could be just like we said, just coming back from their injury, so maybe just going through different versions of training. And Gordon was maybe the one that was a bit of a worry. But again, it's just one of those things, isn't it, where he might have been doing his own thing. We know what Eddie's like. He won't tell us anything until he won't give anything away. He'll tell us that Gordon's injured and then he'll play him. That's just Eddie Howe for you. It was interesting to see him talk so big of the match because he's not normally one for that, is he? He's quite, he's normally quite reserved, but he was talking about how important the match was, how it was going to be a big night for Newcastle, and that's brilliant. I love hearing him talk like that. But it's interesting whether I've seen some theories on and I'm not saying I agree with it, but people have been wondering whether the poor form has been linked a little bit to a bit like Carabao Cup final syndrome when we kind of got obsessed with that one game and we've maybe had all our focus on one game potentially. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, we're not in the camp, but seeing some people throwing that theory about that perhaps there's been a bit of that, people just looking at this game in particular and just kind of, not being 100% on the games they're in. I mean, who knows? It's hard to say, isn't it? But yeah, Dubravka looks like he's hurt his shoulder. We have no luck with goalkeeper shoulders at the moment. Well, luckily we've got about 10 goalkeepers in reserve. So it looks like Karius is probably going to come into the game. I mean, look, Dubravka didn't exactly cover himself in any form of gold in the Tottenham game. I thought he was pretty poor, actually. In the watch long, we're all getting pretty upset at him because he's making strange decisions, not really commanding the box. And I think the back four kind of, you felt that the back four weren't comfortable with him.
No,
it's just another thing, isn't it? Whether Karius, you just got to hope that Karius is ready. He hasn't played for a long time. It's a risk. But we know what his pedigree has been in the past, and he can be very, very, some of the saves he has made in his career are phenomenal. He was one of the best goalkeepers in the world, literally before he got concussed. But it all depends, doesn't it? It depends on his confidence, how we play, and also what AC Milan aren't fully fit. They've got a lot of injuries their end as well, so they're not coming into the game with their full squad either. So it really is like a shootout, this match, pretty much about who's got more about them. I'm so happy it's at home. I'd be more nervous if this was away.
Yeah, I know what it is. If it was away, we'll get beat. I'm sorry, but we'll get beat with the squad we've got in a minute. I mean, at the end of the day, Milan look good, but they missed loads so many chances as well. We could go to Milan, talk about Milan in a bit as well, by the way. And let's go on to some more comments as well. Please get a comment in. Alan, what you like? Injured. I hope he's till the end of the season. He's joking. Alan's joking. You gotta love Alan, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? He's a great guy, you know. And let's go on to some more. I had to turn the match off. Just disgusted. Amy, I was there. I mean, you weren't very good. We were poor. We were poor. I did read somewhere earlier he's injured his back, bent over to pick the ball out of the net, and that was from Gary. And he hasn't played for a long time either, Paul. So apples and oranges, maybe.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. You know, when you've got, you know, when Pope's just been, you know, the one goalkeeper, the number one for such a time, it's one of those, isn't it? That even Eddie was playing. You know, I think it shows that he wasn't 100% comfortable with Dubravka or Karius, because, and even in some of the cup games, Pope was starting, and we were a bit shocked at that. I can't remember exactly what cup game it was, but we were saying that Pope's going to get rested and then he starts. So it is what, you know, it's a difficult one, isn't it? But look, you know, we've got to trust in, you know, that Karius will do a job. You know, he's a professional, so it's not like he's just going to let the ball go in the back of his net. But I think January, it's such a shame. I think January's kind of changed quite a lot now. I think that we have to. It's a shame, isn't it? We're just losing people in key areas, and realistically, we need other areas, really. But we do need a confident goalkeeper, and it's just a shame, because we're probably going to have to spend some money that we didn't really need to. But this is what happens in football.
I agree. I totally agree. We've got to do a transfer show soon. Like, you know, we're going to look for the best 4 goalkeepers, 5 keepers, sort of thing. But the one I like is that Valencia keeper, Madamas Sheely. That guy's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But Valencia need to sell. They need to make money, because in dire straits.
Yeah.
Valencia. So we're waiting to see on that one. But we definitely need a goalkeeper. But whoever happens comes in, Nick Pope will not be going anywhere. Dubravka, he needs to be moved on, in my opinion. And Karius, I don't know what's going to happen to him next season, but we'll just see. That will be heavy, mates, that's and Gary. And Dubs is definitely not prepared. He had that look on his face like, oh no, I've got to go in. So it is what it is. But I've got one from Gary V as well. I'm making light of a poor starting performance. I know, but Dubs did well after that Everton game. Well, he didn't look good, did he? He didn't look good. I thought he got bullied. Lads, what do you think? What do you think we need a new striker and a keeper or more in January? It looks like Calvin Phillips could be coming, by the looks of it. I could be wrong. Don't shoot the messenger, by the way. I'm not going to lie or anything like that. But we definitely need a goalkeeper, and we definitely need a striker. No doubt about it, because you got squad 25 there, and you only got 2 strikers in.
Yeah, I mean, Calvin Phillips is definitely, I mean, you know, Pep's pretty much told everyone that Calvin Phillips is moving. So he's not going to be a Man City player after January. It just depends on who gets him. We're definitely one of the clubs that's very interested, but I doubt whether any club that's interested in Calvin Phillips, because he is wasted. He's wasted at Man City not playing.
Yeah.
They do have an abundance of talent, and it's just one of those things that it now looks like a strange move going there, because anyone who saw that, they were like, is he really going to get game time? And he hasn't.
So to cut and Paul, can you keep talking? I'm frozen again. Keep talking about.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, so Calvin Phillips is definitely going to move to a club. We just don't know if it's going to be Newcastle. I think 90% it's pretty much signed and sealed by the sounds of it. Pep's been talking about him leaving, being a good lad, blah blah blah. Talking as if he's already left the club. So it could be that we've already started like some of the negotiations you're allowed to do before you sign a player, maybe. So it looks like Calvin Phillips probably will be our player. And I'm excited because he's a good player, and under Eddie Howe, we know what he can do to a player. It might take longer than this half of the season, but it's exciting to think of him, Eddie Howe fit in our squad, in that midfield, going there. So that'd be, I'll be good with that. it's difficult, isn't it? Like you said, striker, we do need one because, it's great. Wilson's back fit. It's brilliant. Isaac's looking slightly off it. I don't know if that's because he's been played too much. But you need, because we know that Wilson's going to get injured again. And we know Isaac will probably get injured again. And that's where we're stuck. We've got nothing behind it. So a striker is a must, isn't it? But now the problem is that we could have done without Pope being injured. It's not his fault, but Pope being injured has caused another dilemma about what we do about a goalkeeper. Because I think we'll all agree that, are we really going to be able to rely on Karius for half a season, pretty much, as our number one, with Keith Gillespie just behind him? No offense to the lads, but that's a bit of a worrying thought, especially if we're going, but if we win tomorrow, and if we do qualify for the last 16, I don't think we can rely on Karius in goal in the last 16. I just don't, I think we need that a more experienced goalkeeper in there, or someone who can actually do a job for longer. But we just have to see what's happening.
Yeah,
tough one, tough call.
It is.
Penalty. Might be a penalty to Bayern Munich.
Wow, keep us posted then on that one. Thought it was interesting that Eddie twice said rumours about Calvin Phillips were incorrect.
This is the same lad who said that Harvey Barnes wasn't on a plane.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
He's literally on the plane. So anyhow, I don't take anything he says with any resemblance to seriousness.
I don't even know. Do you know what it is, right? He just keeps everyone guessing, doesn't he? Keeps everyone guessing. Keeps everyone on tours. You know what I mean? Years ago, when your name's been linked, they tell you. Now they don't. It's as simple as that. And let's go on to Gary's missing this comment. Sorry, Gary. Eddie's categorically said there's no truth in the rumor about Calvin. And
Calvin confirmed for Newcastle then.
Yeah. more like Calvin Klein. Do you know what I mean? Calvin Fish should go to UB. A great move for him off and on the pitch. That's some Foxy. He's Biggie's biggest fan. He said I'd go at Mandy yesterday. No, I didn't. I just said that there's a passenger in that game. As Les said, incorrect. Eddie doesn't give much away to the press. It was the way he said that Alan agreed. He could be lying through his teeth. Does the money go up if we qualify? I think it does,
I think you get I think you get like a pot depending on where you finish in Champions League. As Stapleton said, I think you do get like an extra bit of money for if you get through to the last quarterfinals, semi-finals, final, blah blah. I think you get like a little bit more of a pot of money every time.
Yeah, very very true. We'll see what happens. So that's why we've got to win this game tomorrow. Excuse me, and then see if Dortmund beat PSG or even draw them. That'd be good. I'm trying to be positive about Karius. He was regarded not long ago as a real top keeper. I mean, his confidence was shot. Yeah. But you know what? I think Eddie's drill it into him, and he'd be fine. I'm not going to read the next comment, Shan. I hope you're well, mate. But I haven't. I'm afraid I haven't. And big up to Luca. Hi to Luca. Hope you're good. Alan, if we go knockout rounds, I reckon it means extra play in January. We need some couple more players. I'm not asking for much. And that's how it is. Just we go into the next stage. I'd like to say, all Tottenham Hotspur fans, thank you so much for your kind words in comments as well on my latest vlog. I really much appreciated. I got looked after by the Spurs fans. Thank you very much indeed. And I'll be back again next season. Let's go on to the next stage. And the players, we said about Karius could be coming in. Can you see changes in the squad as well? Can you see Callum Wilson starting tomorrow? Or can you see Sean back in?
I think it's guaranteed. He's doing the press conference. He's starting. Do you know what I mean? It's just, why else would he be doing the press conference? I think it's nailed on that he's starting, because no offense to Isaac, he's looked kind of a bit behind it. Again, I don't know whether he's just played too much football, but he didn't, he hasn't had his best vein of form, has he, recently? And I just think that Wilson looked quite on it, didn't he, in the Tottenham when he came on? He was you know, he looked like quite a bright spot when he came on. I know it wasn't for a long time, but he did have a lot of endeavour, and he said he's 100% fit. So I just think it's nailed on that Wilson starts tomorrow, just because, like I said, Isaac hasn't really, you know, I don't think it's all his fault, but I don't know if he's, you know, quite match fit, and we you know, maybe we rushed him back, not sure. But he hasn't looked his usual, has he? He hasn't looked his usual self, Isaac. So I think it be, you know, again, it's not a bad backup. You know, it's a good option off the bench.
Yeah, man.
You know, if Wilson isn't quite doing it, again, having Isaac come off the bench is nothing to snort at. So that'll be, you know, that's a good sub. Or, you know, depends on what the game's going like. We know that in times in the past we put them both on the pitch together. So who knows? You know, we'll just see. But I think it's pretty much guaranteed that Callum Wilson's starting, just because whenever they do the press conference, that's pretty much what you know. You're telling the guys what you're doing most of the time.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I see Big Dan Burn. There's rumours I think could be subs as well, but we'll just see. Good to Phil, be a good man, and he was saying that he's ready. That's from hear me.
Exactly.
And yeah, Leslie is right, Luca. By the way, we love you, man, but you can't really say that as well on people's channel. Otherwise, I could get done as well. How do we know that Isak hasn't been carrying a slight injury or not fully recovered? You could tell he looks knackered after 65, 70 minutes, you know, and he looks a bit tired as well. We can all see that. He works hard, I give him that. And another thing I realised, he's just not getting the service because they're just not playing the right balls to him as well. Where's the confidence coming from in regards to Karius? How far are we going back to a good performance?
It wasn't terrible in the final, I don't think. I don't think he was terrible in the final. No, personally, I don't think he embarrassed himself in the Carabao Cup final. You know, he's unlucky with the ball going over him, and the other goal was offside, as we all know.
Yeah, very, very true. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I like Isak. Don't get us wrong. He's a massive fan, and I love this guy. You know what I mean? And he's just a bit tired, and you know, he needs the rest. The guy needs the rest. Lads, who would you like to come in, Jan, as a keeper and a striker? For me, I've got that Valencia goalkeeper. I've seen enough from this guy. But Darbyshire, I think he's a great keeper. Georgian international as well. And up front, we definitely need a striker up front. Maybe, just maybe, we're going to have to spend, I wouldn't say 50, 60 mil, but someone's going to come in, someone with potential there as well. We have to. Simple as that. And he's prepared to play as a team player as well. That's not good. Hopefully tomorrow night can help bring forth the feel-goods. That's very, very true. Right, let's go to the prediction as well before we talk about AC Milan. Who is going to start in goal tomorrow? That's the $1 million question.
I think right now, how it's looking, it's going to be Loris Karius. I just think by the way that Eddie was talking about Dubravka, I think the injury is not going to let him play. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Karius starting.
Yep, I think so as well. And let's go to our right back. It's going to have to be Kieran Trippier. You can't diss him. You can't diss him.
It is what it is. It's going to, you know, we already know it is going to be Trippier. It's not.
Yeah.
It just is. You know, he's due a performance. He's due one of his usual performances. He has not been at his best. Whether tiredness has played part of that, I'm not sure. But you know, Alan Shearer wasn't having any of the tiredness speak. He wasn't too happy with that being spouted about. But you know, Trippier's due one, and you know, he's someone you can't not have on the pitch in a Champions League game. I know he's caused some mistakes, but he's due a performance. Let's just hope it's tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely need him in anyway, because look, he had 2 poor games, and you know what? We got to persevere with this guy because he is our best signing since the takeover. He's got plenty of credits in the bank. I'll agree with Leslie. Do you know what I mean? And go with that. Evening to you, Danil. Hope you're good, mate. Hope we're going to the match tomorrow. Yes, we do need a response. And realistically, De Gea and maybe Mitchell. Just hope it's another window where we miss about chasing dead ends who aren't interested, like the Etiteki fiasco. Feel that's a fair point, man. That's a fair point. Mitchell, you're not come to Premier League at this moment in time. He's on Kaniwak in Saudi. And aside to Danil, looks like ours to me and Gore too. Haven't heard about Chewbacca injury issues yet. It's looking more and more. It's going to be Karius as well.
Oh,
Trippier's top notch.
Oh, Bayern nearly scored. That was really nice football.
Wow. And after this week, maybe not back with Danil and agreed Aaron. So let's go on to the other side. It's going to be our left back.
I can't see it not being Livramento. I mean, I know Dan Burn is kind of on the precipice of coming back, but again, do you rush him back? Do you know what I mean? It's tough, isn't it? If he's 100% fit, I do wonder whether Eddie might bring him back. I'm not sure. It's a really hard call. I think it just depends on how fit Dan Burn actually is. If he's like ready to go, I think that Eddie puts him straight back in. And that's no slight on Tino, because I think Tino's been very good. I just think he looked a bit, maybe again he's been playing a lot, so he might just need a rest because he wasn't at his best in the Tottenham game. He was quite anonymous for most of it. So we know Eddie. He's a big fan of the people that he knows he can trust, and I just think if Dan Burn's anywhere near fit, I think he starts him. But if he's not, then it is Tino. But it's a tough one. It's a 50-50 for me. It's a tough call.
Yeah, that's fair dues. Let's go on to the centre backs. It's going to have to be Cher and Lascelles.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try again. If Lascelles is not hurt, because there were some rumours about him being hurt, if he's hurt, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Kraft, but we'll just have to see it. If Lascelles is anywhere near fit, he'd be starting. Potentially, again, it's rumours. Botman potentially could be back, but it's just rumours, so we don't know. If he's anywhere near fit, I'd rather him, but I don't know if he's going to make the squad tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see.
Right. No problem. Thanks, Leslie. And thanks as well for Gary as well. And yeah, I'll go with that as well. Can you imagine Botman comes in tomorrow? That'd be amazing. That'd be like a new signing for us.
Lovely.
Right?
Be lovely.
It'd be amazing. I don't think Milan would like that, but it is what it is. Let's go on to the midfield three.
If this is so tough. I mean, obviously we know two of them easy. We know it's going to be Joe. We know it's going to be Bruno.
Yeah.
It's just all about. For me, it's all about where Sean is. Again, if Sean is past fit and he's good to go, and this is not a slight on Miley at all. Not I really don't want to feel like this is like me slagging off, because I think he's been very good. I just think that Longstaff starts if he's fit. If he's not, it'll be Miley, as we know. But if Sean is ready to be in the starting 11, I think it will be Sean Longstaff, because I think we've missed him in the more recent games, because he does do all the dirty work that it goes unnoticed. But if he's anywhere near fit, I think he probably starts.
Yeah. Definitely.
Again, there's so many. It's going to be a really interesting team news tomorrow. There's so many like 50-50s here, isn't there? In a few of the positions.
Yeah.
Just because we don't know where they are. I can't speak tonight. We don't know where they are. We don't know where they are fitness wise. So, it'll be interesting. I can't wait. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm really excited for it. I know we've not been in great form, but I just can't wait. I just know it's going to be buzzing. St. James, I'm gutted I'm not going to be there, but I can't because I've got work. But St. James Park will be absolutely off the rockers. I'm looking forward to watching it, because if we get a result and it goes the way it all goes in our favour, it's going to be one of the biggest results in our history to be a part of. and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. I'll go with you as well. Just watched this pre-match conference. Certainly sounds like somebody may be back. He didn't say who, which one he usually does. Wishful thinking maybe. That's from Phil.
Who knows?
Don't blow your mind, Phil. Who knows? Sean
The master of deception already. I love him.
He is indeed. Videos we released are Newcastle near. Do you think they are told liberally not film potential return of players?
100%.
100%. 100%, man.
I think that's definitely part of Eddie's, like, he didn't want to be an Amazon because he didn't want to give anything away in the back.
Totally agree.
If he'll probably say to the cameraman, like, don't film Botman, don't do it. He's not there. Doesn't exist.
Exactly. You know what it is, right? I mean, it's just giving away. You see on Twitter, social media, I think that I can't see this player, I can't see that player. Who knows? But it's fun. It is fun, man. But it just keeps everyone guessing. But we'll find out tomorrow along the way. I'll be there tomorrow as well. And if you meet us tomorrow, come and approach us. I won't bite. We've got a photo taken together. Cool. Let's go on to the next one. That's a Paul. Good point, Paul. To Dunhill. Very possible, Dunhill. I'm very, very, very clever. You see, I see things juggers don't. Phil sees everything. Okay, fair enough. And let's go to the front three. It's going to be key, the front three for me. I'm going to say Callum Wilson, Andy Gordon, if he's fit, and Miggy. But we've got to talk about Miggy as well. I like Miggy. We both love Miggy. But sorry, Foxy, if you're watching, mate. I know you love him. I know you're a fanboy. But at the end of the day, right, I think now, in my opinion, he could need an upgrade in the summer.
Look, we were doing a watch along the other day, and when I was commentating on it and Miggy was in, it was like, right, here we go, like we're in, and then it's just a tame shot, and it's nothing behind it. It's just he has it. If he's on this purple patch, he scores for fun. It's just when he's in this vein of form when he's not, not his best. He doesn't stop running. That's what I love about Miggy. He's a workhorse. He really is. He does a lot of work for the team, and that's what I love about him. But he does need to work on being more clinical. And it's not just him. The team has been guilty of that at times in the season. Because again, like I know we were poor against Tottenham. I know we were, but I tell you what. If we score the Isaac chance, if we score the Miggy chance, that's 2-2 or 2-1.
Agreed.
So it's one of these things where I think Eddie said the same thing, that these small margins in football, those are the things that decide the game. If that chance off Isaac goes in, because I think that was 0-0, it's a different game. I think it's a different game. I think Tottenham have to come out a bit more because they're a goal down. We get a bit of confidence because we got a goal. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of those, isn't it, where there's that little bit of that final pass, that final little ball that hasn't been, we've been here before. We went for that weird little thing last season, didn't we, where we couldn't score a goal for the life of us. It was just poor. We just weren't, having loads of chances. It just wasn't going to the back of the net. And we were all worried, and then we had but then we came back. We came back from that poor run of form. We seem to be in that run of form at the moment. Like, that's not the best, but look, it's one of those. It's a new competition. It's going to be special in St James's Park tomorrow. We've got the flags, we've got the scarves. The crowd are going to be electric. The lads are going to be really up for this game. So it could be. Do you know what I mean? If you get a result tomorrow, and a good one, and we qualify, whatever, whether we qualify for Europa League or for the actual, last 16, if you imagine that atmosphere after doing that, I think that if you do that, that breeds the confidence. Then you've won a very important game when we've been in a bit of poor form. You win a very important game, and then you move on to Fulham in a different mindset because you've just won a really important game. But I tell you what, I'm a bit nervous for them because they've been scoring goals for fun. Dear me, that's a whole new preview. But yeah, I can't wait. Like I said, if it all goes in our favour, it could be very positive. And I'm going to say positive.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Look, I like Miggy. Don't get me wrong, Miggy, but he did miss chances. He ain't the only ones miss chances, by the way. But there you go, lads. Do you think we'll send Miggy in the summer? I think it'd be a good squad, great squad player. I'd rather not, but squad player, yeah, no problems at all. It's right for Kilson, that's an Amy, and there's
Foxy. So you're telling us, yeah.
Yeah. People usually sing like Miggy. Gordon played worse and messed up, and it's much easier chance, but let's blame it all on Big First chance. Listen, we're blaming Gordon. He missed a chance. Isak missed a chance as well. So there you go. And it is my kryptonite. Okay, well, I do love Ireland. Wow. I think Eddie loves Miggy, so I doubt it, to be fair. And let's go on to Danil again. And Miggy's right, so he's got this left. He would have had a lot more goals to his name. Exactly. And big up to Lorraine, by the way. I hope you're good. Miggy's more of a bench player and is a player you bring on to give a lift and bring energy into a game. But love Miggy though as well. You know what it is, Lorraine, right? I like Miggy as well. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think he's a good player on his day. But he's got to show more. He's got to do more. It's as simple as that. It's like having one great game and then go off again. Last season, he was brilliant. Last season, 12 goals, his best goal tally. And I'm thinking, the real Miggy is back. And then this season just hasn't quite happened to him, by the way. It will be bouncing, Dino. I wouldn't sell Miggy, be a great squad player, but we need a better first choice. One purple patch last season for you, not a great deal else, sadly. And not a great deal return to. Sorry about that. But we should have gone for Musa Diaby, by the way. We should have got him, by the way, if he had that chance. Otherwise, it would have been Arit. Mick always places a smile on his face. Very true to know, but that's not going to get me a title, by the way. That will not get me a title. Thank you very much, Amy. We love you always. Love you, Amy. You got to love Amy. Positive vibes are the bestest vibes. Foxy said it'd be a great squad player to have. We need to bring in a better quality. And then we've got Smiley Miley has to play. If Sean is back tomorrow, then I think Lewis would be dropping back to the bench.
Yeah.
However, if Sean ain't ready, then I think it has to be Lewis. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, Lewis is a fresh breath there. And apart from Sunday, I'm afraid I love Lewis to be a cracking player. But I thought Saturday, I thought he was completely overrun by Papasa and Yves Bissouma as well. Unfortunately, they don't own that midfield stage. Thank you, Lorraine. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Now that's an Amy. Miggy isn't all beater, but he has his moments.
He certainly does. He really does. You know, he can score. You know, I'm not forgetting that PSG game because he was on a different level in that game. So this is what I'm hoping. This is what I'm saying. It's a new competition. It's a new mindset, and you know, we do seem to, you know, we can arrive for these big pressure games, and sometimes it brings out the best in some of these players. You know, I'm hoping nothing more than, you know, we're talking on the reaction show that Miggy smacked in a hat trick, and we all love him. I'd love that. You know, I don't like that people want people to fail. It's weird. It's weird when people, like we said this in the Tottenham preview. I don't understand fans that want the player to fail. Excuse me. It's bizarre. Bad news potentially for England, just by the way. Well, it depends, but Harry Maguire looks like he's completely done his groin. He's coming off for Man United there. He looks...
Who's that? Who's coming off?
Maguire. He looks like he's done his groin. He doesn't look very comfortable there. So that could be a lengthy injury for Man United and potentially England. You never know, but we know Gareth likes to pick him, don't we?
He does. You rather pick him anyway, sort of thing. There's better defenders out there as well. He's defenders out there, but he just picks his favourites. But that's another time. Should offer hat-trick. That's from Amy. Well, Amy, if he scores a hat-trick, I'll buy you 25 bottles of wine of your choice. There you go. Let's talk about Milan as well. And we've done the fun thing. We know he's going to be fun thing. Milan. According to Stefano Pioli, the Milan manager, or Milan coach, he said that Rafael Leao well, according to Football Italia, Leao will start against Newcastle. Only one possibility for Milan. So it looks like Leao is going to come in and start the game. He's fit and ready to go. So if you look at the team they've got Giroud up front as well. You got Kiai at the back. You got Tomori at the back as well, and Maignan in goal as well. So they're going to pose a challenge to Newcastle. Yeah, they're not out of it as well. If they beat us and then Dortmund beat PSG, then Milan will be in the last 16.
Exactly. They're going to exactly. I think it's going to be quite an exciting game because we're both. We've got two teams that are both going to want to win. I mean, I know that Milan might play it. You know, I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to see how they come to St James's to play because they do need to win, but we know that they're normally pragmatic. They're not always like fast-flowing football all the time. But if they need to win, sometimes that might change their mentality of what they're going to come to us like. You know, we're definitely going to, you know, we already know what we're going to try and do. Mm-hmm. We're going to try and, you know, flood the midfield, do our press as best as we can, and obviously try and suffocate them into making mistakes. That's what Eddie Howe's football philosophy is. You know, and hopefully we can do that because, you know, we didn't really show ourselves up in the away game. We dug in. It was a very good defensive performance, but attacking it was pretty anomalous, wasn't it? But you know, I was impressed with the lads away. It's a tough, you know, it's the first game back in a long time, and I know people got mad, but it was, you know, it was a PSG second half, wasn't it? It was just like that. I mean, just like that performance. You know, solid defensively. Everyone pulling for the shirt. So, and we're only in this position because we got done by a terrible decision. But we leave that. We're not Arsenal fans. We don't keep bringing it up and whinging. We're over it. But yeah, so it's just one of those where.
Yeah, totally agree, man.
Just got to be confident. We just got to go into it confident.
Yeah.
You know, because Milan, you know, as Eddie said, we don't worry about what they do. We worry about what we do.
Exactly.
And I love that mentality. Again, I just love that mentality of, you know, we don't worry about what you do to us. We're gonna force our game on you.
I totally agree because you know what it is. So Milan's got some good players there as well. I mean, Florenzi right back as well, bombs up and down the right side, and you know what? And then Musa, if he plays, he's going to be a good player as well. And you know what?
Yeah,
you got to watch out for Olivier Giroud as well. I mean, for me, if he holds the ball up, I think he's probably going to rough up Lascelles and Shah. And if Lascelles is not on the skin, Giroud can score goals. He's 37 years of age. He can score goals. And I still think he can do it at the top level. And I think Milan's a perfect club for him. But Chelsea could have done with him right now, to be fair.
You know, anyone who can put the ball in the net, dear me, people think we're in trouble. I mean, dear me, Chelsea are in turmoil compared to us. I don't know what, you know, honestly, I'm watching this match. I'm watching this game now with Man United and Bayern Munich. I mean, Bayern Munich will be annoyed that they're not 3 or 4-0 up. It's still 0-0, and I have no idea how. They've wasted some really silly chances by Munich in this game. Man United have had nothing. I mean, nothing going forward so far.
No.
It's been pretty poor for Man United.
Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable. Let's go. This is man's going to put out tomorrow. For me, Maignan could be in goal. The right back is Glabia, Vero, Tomori, and Theo Hernandez. For me, I think he's the best left back in the world for me. No doubt about that. And the midfield's between Reynaz and Adli, by the looks of it. And then you got Chukwueze on the right, Pulisic on the left, Loftus-Cheek as a 10, and Giroud in attack on the zone. But that could change tomorrow. But Leao could be coming in for Pulisic. And I think that looks a good team. They're going to play 4-2-3-1, let's be honest. They're going to give it a right goal. But if they come forward at us, we're just going to pick them off.
Yeah.
We pick them off big time. So, yeah. And, we must forget about Tonali as well. But Poole also said that he doesn't feel sorry for him at all whatsoever what he's done. I think he's going to be added a bit of spice tomorrow in the game as well. Because I tell you what, that's still ain't going to go away about Tonali betting. And Milan quarterly knows that.
Well, he's still the only one that's got a ban, right? from all the people that guy dobbed in.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that? Why is he still the only player out of all the players that he said? He's the only one that's actually got the ban so far. It's bizarre.
Very bizarre. Very bizarre. I mean, look, because they think he's been involved a bit in the betting, but the Premier League still haven't charged him yet. But I don't think they will, because if he gambled in our country, he'll get charged for it as well. But they got no evidence whatsoever. But I think it's going to be a cracking game. I think we've got a good chance of winning this game tomorrow. I really do, because I think Newcastle players know what's at stake. And the thing is, right, if they start well, we got to go all up, then Milan's going to be under huge pressure. Huge pressure. But I think it could go either way. But I'll be there tomorrow, like I said, and it's going to be a cracking game. But I've seen Matty's Magpie channel, right? Milan coach came in, right? Went in, and went straight back in, out again.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what happened there exactly, but they weren't happy about something like, where it's raining or whatever it may be. They got out the coach and he looks around and says, you know what, I'm not going to train in that. So they went straight home. So that's good for us. That's good for us, man.
They can handle the rain in Newcastle. Wow.
Now, you got players like Giroud playing in the Premier League. You got Loftus-Cheek and Pulisic playing in the Premier League as well. So what's happening with that?
No, that's just, if that's true, that's just pure prima donna, that, isn't it? Just get over it. You're paid to train and get ready for the team. That's bizarre.
Very, very true. Potential for Gordon to be missing. Who plays on the left side? I think he's going to have to be Isak.
Yeah. It's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's mind games. It's got to be mind games. It's got to be. We'll find out tomorrow. And it's the same weather in Milan. Exactly. I've been to Milan. I've been to Italy lots of times. I love the country. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Milan must be absolutely fascinating, then, man. Absolutely fascinating. Now you. Thank you. Look at how's you? I'm good, man. How's you? You happy with 1-0 draw tonight? If you do, check out Lucas' channel as well, Lucas AFC. He's so passionate about Arsenal. He does not like Arteta, by the way. The softest class.
They're top. They finished top there, right?
Yeah, they finished top. They drew the deal.
Yeah, I'm sure they're happy. That's a good result.
Totally agree. And I was going to say to Lorraine as well, if you fancy coming on my channel, Lorraine, for the match review on Thursday, you're always welcome to. It's nice to see a different face on the show as well. Milan scared of the rain. Just wait till they get the storm. That's
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta love Alan, haven't you? He's a legend on the channel. A legend.
It makes more sense than Simon Jordan does.
He does, doesn't he? I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
But I don't know what he said today, Simon. What happened today with Simon?
It's weird agenda about how Eddie Howe isn't going to last at Newcastle because he hasn't got an elite mentality, and how the board are just going to sack him because he can't get consistent top fours. He does my head in. He just talks complete waffle. This is the same idiot who was saying the takeover was, what was it? Deader than a dead land from dead world, or whatever the hell he said. We made the flag about it. It was brilliant. He's an idiot. He just talks whatever he wants and just gets away with it.
Yeah, he certainly does. He makes sense sometimes, but when it comes to Newcastle, he hasn't got a clue. He has not got a clue about Newcastle. Sorry, but if Simon Jones come on my show one day, Simon, the invitation is yours, my guy. Let's move. Apparently, they didn't even stay for a stadium tour. I think they look scared. They couldn't handle our fans at all whatsoever. It's as simple as that. So there you go. Right, we talked about a bit of Milan as well. And we better get the score predictions, Paul, for Newcastle and AC Milan tomorrow night. Is a massive tomorrow. And 5 minutes, and they were off. Yep. So, shocking. Last in the fifth win. Go on, Paul. You go for it.
Well, you already know ahead of time, everyone who was a loyal supporter of this show, I'm always wrong. So do not do not take anything I say with any seriousness. The minute I'm right, then you get scared. This is a tough one. I think we've looked. I'd love to say we get a clean sheet, but I think we've looked pretty poor defensively recently. If we do have Botman back or whatever, then I feel more confident about us defensively. But if it is the same four with Lascelles and stuff, we just haven't looked our best. So I think annoyingly, I think they will score, but I think we will score more than them. And I think it will be a very nervy and awful and horrible nail biting 2-1 to Newcastle. One of those really nasty ones. It's 1-1 for ages, and then we get like a late second. I don't know why I'm seeing that. I hate it because it's going to be horrible to sit through, but I for some reason I can just foresee it being like one of those really nervy games where they might score first and we have to come back and oh dear. I hope it's not that way, but I just don't know why I'm just seeing it go that way.
Yeah, I get you. I get you as well. Phil laughs in the way I've read that. You're going 2-1 to Newcastle. Fingers crossed 2-1. Abe says 2-1. Lorraine says 3-1 to Newcastle. I hope you're correct, Lorraine. I hope you're right. Sam Jordan, who is he? He's on Talk Sport, by the way. And nobody.
Yeah.
Which is nobody, we're somebody. And Amos is somebody. And Lorraine's somebody as well. And people in the chat in also somebody as well. So
that's me being positive.
Yeah. Positive vibes, Orly. Positive vibes, Orly. You know that's what? I haven't got a choice. I'm gonna say a nervy 1-0 to Newcastle. 1-0. I think it's going to be very, very tight. I think you've got to be patient. I'm going to say 1-0 to Newcastle. 2-1 to Newcastle. M. Sarge was hanging on in the last 5-10, plus another full 70 minutes added on time.
Yeah, honestly, Phil, we would have had no free kicks or anything, and they'll give us 10 minutes or something just because they have to. Honestly,
he'd probably play another 15 minutes until Milan get a late equaliser. I don't know what I mean. Just like PSG did at 8 minutes, man. I was there, and I'll tell you what, that was never a penalty whatsoever. But it is what it is. So we're going to wrap up the show there, and it's going to be an early one, I need, because I was told I'll do my channels a bit too long. Bless us. 3-1 says Alan, and so we're going to wrap the show up. It's going to be a massive game. I'll be at St. James's tomorrow, but just before we go, do check out my match day vlog against Tottenham. I've got over 6,000 views. I've got 25 new subscribers on top.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Excellent.
Oh, bless Amy. And 2-0 says 2-0 as well. So, Paul, what you got coming up, man?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to do the watch long tomorrow, but I think a few people are busy. So I'll put some feelers out with people. If there's enough interest, I will do it. But if not, then I'll just watch it, just as a fan, really. But if there is enough interest there, I will do it. But a lot of the guys can't make it because they're busy or whatever, which is cool. But more than likely, just get ready for the match if there's not enough interest in it. But yeah, no, we'll just see. It'll just be nerve-wracking until that, but I can't wait. Looking forward to the game.
Great stuff. Like Lorraine says, positive vibes only. And I'm going 2-1 to Newcastle, and I'll be at the match tomorrow. Like I said earlier on, if you want to see us, I'm not any poachers, come and see us. And you've got a photo taken together, cool. But I will do my vlogs. I'll be doing the Milan as well, for the Milan bit as well. And by the way, people, whether people like it or not, it doesn't like YouTubers. Tough, because I do my vlogging, whether people like it or not. So there you go. Great banter. Thanks, Alan. You too, my guy. And thanks to Neil. Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks, Amy. Thanks to everyone else in the chat as well. Thanks to Luke as well. And if you like the video, like what you watch, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button as well. Welcome to Lorraine Turner as well. First time in the chat as well. So do give us some love as well. And in that case, then I'll see you guys on Thursday for the review show. And as always, how are we the lads? And let's do it.
Come on.